From kissing and licking Dominic Mysterio live on TV to delivering an Avalanche Riptide to Charlotte Flair at Wrestlemania 39, Rhea Ripley has given fans some of the most wild and unforgettable moments in WWE history. Whether it's chaos, controversy, or pure championship dominance, Ripley knows exactly how to grab the spotlight and leave the audience stunned. In this video, we'll take a look at some of the most shocking, emotional, and yes, the wildest moments from Rhea Ripley's career. Let's start with one of the most unexpected incidents in recent WWE memory, the moment Rhea licked and kissed Dominic Mysterio. If you've been following WWE's storylines over the last few years, you already know that the relationship between Rhea Ripley, Dominic Mysterio, and Liv Morgan has been nothing short of dramatic. But it was during the summer of 2024, on the July 22nd episode of Monday Night Raw, that fans witnessed a moment that took social media by storm. The storyline leading up to this was already tense. Liv Morgan had been seeking revenge against Rhea Ripley for a past injury, and her plan was particularly sneaky. She began targeting Rhea's close ally, Dominic Mysterio. Morgan's flirtatious behavior toward Dominic created a tangled web of emotions and tension within the Judgment Day faction. Dominic was caught between Morgan's teasing and his loyalty to Ripley, forming a love triangle that had fans glued to their screens week after week. The turning point came during that unforgettable July episode when tensions finally exploded after Dominic briefly left the scene. What followed completely took over the WWE universe. In the aftermath of the emotional confrontation, Rhea Ripley walked up to Dominic, and in a moment no one expected, she licked his cheek and then kissed him. The shocking display of affection left Dominic and the entire audience stunned. WWE cameras caught every second, and within minutes, clips of the moment went viral across social media. Fans couldn't stop talking about it. Some were surprised, others intrigued, all trying to figure out what it meant for the storyline. Even media outlets jumped on the story, pointing out how this one spontaneous action completely changed the tone of the rivalry. What made it even more intense wasn't just the act itself, but what it revealed about Ripley's character. Known for her fierce and dominant attitude, she showed a side that mixed confidence with possessive emotion, adding depth to her persona and opening new directions for her character. That wild moment didn't just shake things up, it rewrote the story altogether. The tension between Ripley, Dominic, and Morgan only grew stronger, driving emotional matches and shocking turns that kept fans hooked week after week. It proved that one unexpected kiss can flip an entire storyline on its head. Speaking of game-changing moments, let's rewind to another unforgettable chapter, the Asuka DDT at WrestleMania 37. When it comes to Rhea Ripley's craziest highlights, this championship match deserves its own spotlight. This event, held on April 11th, 2021 at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, Florida, was monumental for many reasons. It was night 2 of WrestleMania 37, marking the grand return of live audiences after the pandemic restrictions, and featured Rhea Ripley challenging Asuka for the Raw Women's Championship. The build-up to this match carried major weight. Asuka had been the reigning champion for an incredible 230 days, while Ripley was making just her second main roster appearance. At only 24 years old, the Australian powerhouse was chasing history, aiming to become the first woman to hold singles championships across all 3 WWE brands, NXT, NXT UK, and now the main roster. From the opening bell, the energy was electric. Asuka took early control, using her precise strikes and technical skill to frustrate Ripley, while Ripley countered with her raw power and ruthless intensity, even landing a shocking slap that left fans stunned given Asuka's veteran status. The two traded momentum back and forth, with Ripley overpowering early attacks and Asuka responding with expert counters, roll-ups, and perfectly timed drop kicks. But the wildest moment of the match came when Asuka delivered a jaw-dropping DDT off the ring apron straight onto the floor, a move so dangerous and unexpected that it left the audience gasping in disbelief. This high-risk maneuver was a desperate attempt by Asuka to end Ripley's challenge and hold on to her championship. WWE cameras captured every second of this breathtaking moment, which was later featured in official highlights and recaps. What made this spot so wild wasn't just the move itself, but the context behind it. A DDT is already a dangerous maneuver inside the ring, but performing one from the elevated apron straight onto the hard floor outside takes the danger to an entirely new level. Fans know that the area outside the ring has no padding or spring, meaning every bit of impact is real and brutal. The fact that Asuka was willing to go to such extremes to protect her title, and that Ripley was ready to take that kind of punishment in her quest to become champion instantly elevated this moment to legendary status. Fans across social media platforms like Reddit praised the match's intensity, with some noting how the sudden nature of the sequence made the DDT feel even more impactful. The live audience, experiencing in-person WWE action for the first time in months after the pandemic, erupted with one of the loudest reactions of the night, a massive pop, as it's known in wrestling terms. But what made this moment even more incredible was what followed. Despite Asuka's devastating DDT, Ripley showed unbelievable resilience by surviving the attack and continuing to fight. In wrestling, moments like these define a superstar's toughness and heart. By enduring such extreme punishment and refusing to quit, Ripley proved the fighting spirit that would go on to define her career and cement her reputation as one of WWE's toughest competitors. The aftermath of that wild moment saw Ripley rise above Asuka's relentless offense and secure victory with her signature Riptide, winning her first Raw Women's Championship. In a post-match interview, Ripley spoke about how it had always been her dream to have a true Wrestlemania moment in front of a live crowd. She admitted that she loved every second of it and was trying not to cry, a sign of just how much the moment meant to her. But, as emotional as that was, the DDT from Asuka couldn't compare to the next jaw-dropping highlight in Ripley's career, the Avalanche Riptide on Charlotte Flair at Wrestlemania 39. The showdown, held on April 1st, 2023, at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California, was promoted as a WrestleMania clash for the ages, and it more than delivered. The build-up to this match was massive. Ripley had earned her title shot by winning the 2023 Women's Royal Rumble, entering as the very first competitor and lasting over an hour, setting a new record for the longest time spent in a Women's Royal Rumble match. The victory gave her the choice between challenging Charlotte Flair for the SmackDown Women's Championship or Bianca Belair for the Raw Women's Championship. Ripley chose Flair, seeking revenge and redemption in a rivalry that traced back to WrestleMania 36, where Flair had previously defeated her for the NXT Women's Championship. The stakes couldn't have been higher. Charlotte Flair, a 14-time Women's World Champion, stood as the dominant veteran, while Rhea Ripley, despite her growing list of achievements, was still viewed as the hungry challenger looking to cement her place at the very top of WWE's women's division. Their in-ring history added even more drama to the showdown. They had faced each other 22 times before, with Ripley managing to win only once, and that too in a triple threat match. This made their WrestleMania clash not just about the championship, but about redemption and legacy. The match itself was a clinic in physical, hard-hitting wrestling. It started with a steady, calculated pace, but quickly exploded into a back-and-forth war of power and precision. Both women threw everything they had at each other. Ripley slammed Flair face first into the turnbuckle and taunted her with confidence, while Flair answered with her signature offense, focusing on Ripley's left leg to weaken her base. But the wildest moment, the one that sent the entire SoFi Stadium into a frenzy, came during the match's intense climax. As Flair attempted an avalanche exploder suplex from the top rope, Ripley fought back with sheer determination. She landed sharp elbows to break free from Flair's grip, and in a stunning display of power and awareness, smashed Flair's face into the top of the ring post, setting the stage for one of the most jaw-dropping finishes in WrestleMania history. This moment set up one of the most unforgettable highlights in WrestleMania history, perfectly captured by WWE's cameras. Ripley climbed to the top rope and delivered her devastating finisher, the Riptide, this time executed as an avalanche pump-handle powerbomb from the elevated position. The crowd exploded as Ripley covered Flair for the 3 count, earning the victory after a grueling 23-minute battle. What made this moment so wild wasn't just the move itself, though pulling off such a complex and risky maneuver from the top rope was an incredible feat on its own. It was the emotional payoff of years of storytelling and personal redemption. Earlier in the match, Ripley had attempted the Riptide, only for Flair to counter with a thunderous DDT, which raised the stakes even higher. So, when Ripley finally hit the move from the top rope after smashing Flair's face into the ring post, it symbolized her overcoming her toughest rival on the biggest stage possible. The reception was overwhelmingly positive. Outlets like First Sports called the finish freaking awesome, echoing the excitement seen all over social media. On Reddit, fans described the crowd reaction as electric, with comments like, "Rhea wins! New champion! Avalanche Riptide!" capturing the pure energy of the live moment. The match earned a 4.75 star rating from the Wrestling Observer, tying it for the highest-rated women's match in WrestleMania history. Many fans compared its hard-hitting physical intensity to the strong style seen in NJPW, praising both competitors for delivering a brutal yet emotional performance. Beyond the wild move itself, Ripley's victory carried deep historical significance. It wasn't just a title win, it was the moment she finally proved she belonged among WWE's elite. This victory made Rhea Ripley the first woman in WWE history to hold the Raw, SmackDown, NXT, NXT UK, and Women's Tag Team Championships, officially cementing her legacy as one of the most dominant athletes in professional wrestling. At the post-show press conference, Ripley proudly stated, "I'm here to make history," reflecting on her incredible journey from Adelaide, South Australia, to global superstardom in WWE. But as historic as that accomplishment was, what came next took things to a whole new level. Rhea Ripley's body slam on Luke Gallows during an episode of Raw became one of the most jaw-dropping displays of power ever seen in women's wrestling. The moment took place on a night that featured a match between Finn Balor and Carl Anderson, with their respective factions, the Judgment Day and the OC, present at ringside. What unfolded during that match would soon be called the Slam heard around the world. To understand its impact, it's important to note that this moment came during an intense feud between the Judgment Day, which included Ripley and the OC, featuring Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. The rivalry had been escalating for weeks, leading up to a showdown at the upcoming Crown Jewel pay-per-view. During Baylor's match against Anderson, outside interference seemed inevitable, but no one could have predicted what Ripley was about to do. In a critical moment, Ripley stepped in to help Baylor, confronting Luke Gallows outside the ring. Then, in an unbelievable show of raw strength, she lifted the 300-pound powerhouse and slammed him onto the arena floor. It was a feat of power so shocking that even many male superstars would struggle to replicate it, instantly earning Ripley respect and amazement from fans and wrestlers alike. The body slam was executed so smoothly that it appeared almost effortless, which made it even more impressive. WWE's cameras caught the moment perfectly, showcasing Ripley's raw power and athleticism as she dropped Gallows with absolute precision. The distraction she caused also proved crucial, as it allowed Finn Balor to take advantage and secure the pinfall victory. The sequence? The slam, followed by a well-timed low blow, displayed not only Ripley's unmatched strength, but also her sharp tactical awareness inside the ring. The reaction from fans and media was instant and explosive. The move was quickly dubbed the Slam heard around the world by wrestling fans online, with social media buzzing for days after the episode aired. Clips of the moment spread across every platform, and viewers couldn't stop talking about it. One fan on X, formerly Twitter, summed it up perfectly, writing, "Props to RheaRipley WWE for that insane body slam on the big LG," echoing the excitement felt by millions. However, not everyone saw the moment the same way. Wrestling analyst Vince Russo, speaking on the Legion of Raw podcast, argued that the slam made Ripley come across more like a babyface, a heroic character rather than a heel, potentially softening the Judgment Day's villainous edge. Still, this reaction only highlighted the complexity of Ripley's character. The broader implications of the moment were huge for her development. It reinforced her position as the powerhouse and enforcer of the Judgment Day, proving that she wasn't just part of the group, she was one of its most dominant forces. The impact was so significant that backstage segments later showed the OC openly discussing how to deal with the Rhea problem, confirming her growing influence in one of Raw's biggest storylines. What made this moment truly wild was how it shattered long-standing gender barriers in professional wrestling. While intergender moments in WWE are usually handled with extreme care, Rhea Ripley's body slam on Luke Gallows proved she could go toe-to-toe with even the biggest male superstars. The sight of Ripley effortlessly lifting and slamming a 300-pound powerhouse stunned fans and instantly became one of the most iconic visuals of her career. The moment has since been replayed and referenced many times across WWE programming, each time reminding viewers of her incredible strength. The USA Network even described it as an unbelievable body slam, capturing just how shocking and awe-inspiring it was. Moves like this have solidified Ripley's reputation as one of the most dominant and respected performers in WWE, someone whose power and presence transcend gender. In the history of Rhea Ripley's wildest moments caught on camera, the body slam on Luke Gallows stands as one of the most jaw-dropping examples of her raw strength and athleticism, a feat so astonishing that fans questioned whether what they'd just seen was even physically possible. But as unbelievable as that was, the next chapter in Ripley's story would take things to an entirely new level of drama. Rhea Ripley joining the Judgment Day marked a turning point not just for her career, but for WWE's entire landscape. This shocking moment unfolded on May 8, 2022 at Wrestlemania Backlash, when Ripley made a decision that would completely redefine her character and her role within the company. To truly understand the impact of this moment, we have to look at what led up to it. The seeds for the Judgment Day were planted on the February 21st, 2022 episode of Raw, when Edge issued an open challenge for Wrestlemania 38. AJ Styles accepted, setting off a heated rivalry between two of WWE's most respected veterans. At WrestleMania 38, Edge defeated Styles, but only after Damian Priest interfered, costing Styles the match. That interference marked the birth of a dark alliance between Edge and Priest, laying the foundation for what would soon become the Judgment Day. In the weeks that followed, Edge and Priest continued to target Styles, building toward a rematch at WrestleMania Backlash. Because of Priest's prior interference, he was officially banned from ringside, which made fans believe that Styles would finally get a fair shot at revenge. But WWE had far bigger plans. During the match, as Styles looked to close in on victory, a mysterious masked figure appeared and shoved him off the top rope. This sudden distraction allowed Edge to lock in a brutal cross-face submission, forcing Styles to pass out. Edge claimed the win, but the true shock came afterward. The masked figures slowly removed their disguise, revealing themselves to be none other than Rhea Ripley. The crowd erupted in disbelief as Ripley stepped forward and dropped to one knee before Edge, pledging her loyalty to him and his new faction. It was a haunting, cinematic visual, one of WWE's most dominant female superstars aligning herself with Edge's dark vision. WWE cameras captured every second. from the unmasking to the symbolic kneel, immortalizing a moment that would go on to be replayed endlessly in highlight reels and video packages as the official birth of Rhea Ripley's darker era. Fanatics Fest NYC was a major fan convention featuring numerous WWE superstars meeting their supporters, and amid the excitement, one moment involving Rhea Ripley stood out above all. During her escorted walk through the venue, Ripley noticed a young girl being held back by security as she tried to approach her. Instead of continuing on, Ripley stopped and personally asked security to let the girl through, a gesture that was captured on camera and quickly went viral. The young fan rushed toward Ripley, who greeted her with a long, heartfelt hug that perfectly contrasted her intimidating on-screen persona as the Judgment Day's Eradicator. Known for her dominance and ruthless character, Ripley showed an entirely different side of herself in that moment, one of compassion, kindness, and genuine humanity. She even took time to chat with the girl afterward, ensuring the encounter became an unforgettable memory. This touching display reminded fans that behind Ripley's fierce, commanding presence lies a deeply caring individual who values the people that support her. The genuine joy on the young fan's face as she shared this unexpected one-on-one moment with her hero was unmistakable, creating a scene of pure emotional connection that transcended the usual performer-audience barrier. The clip quickly spread online, touching countless viewers, including Ripley's fiancé, AEW wrestler Buddy Matthews, who praised her on social media, writing, "She'll see it, but I hope everyone else sees this also. The absolute best person in the world she is." His words added a layer of authenticity to the moment, showing that this wasn't a publicity stunt, but a sincere reflection of who Ripley is behind the spotlight. Wrestling media outlets soon picked up the story. The Sportster highlighted how the exchange revealed Ripley's genuine care for her fans despite her fearsome on-screen persona, while Wrestle Talk noted its positive impact on the WWE community, especially young fans inspired by her strength and kindness. It might not have been as jaw-dropping as a top-rope Riptide or as shocking as body-slamming Luke Gallows, but this heartfelt moment was wild in a different way, catching everyone off guard by revealing the warmth and compassion behind one of WWE's most intimidating superstars. And now, we've reached the moment everyone's been talking about. Rhea Ripley powerbombs IYO Sky onto Bianca Belair. When it comes to making a statement in WWE, timing and shock value are everything, and few moments showcase that better than what unfolded on the March 17th, 25 episode of Monday Night Raw. What was meant to be a routine contract signing between Women's World Champion Bianca Belair and her Wrestlemania 41 challenger. IYO Sky erupted into one of the most shocking scenes in recent WWE history, thanks to an uninvited Rhea Ripley. To truly grasp the wildness of this moment, the build-up is key. After Belair's victory at Elimination Chamber, she earned the right to challenge for championship gold at Wrestlemania 41. But in a decision that stunned fans and insiders alike, Belair chose to pursue IYO Sky's title instead of targeting Rhea Ripley, an act viewed by many as a personal slight to the Eradicator. Already the most dominant figure in the women's division, Ripley took the snub as a challenge to her supremacy, vowing publicly to ruin Bianca Belair and prove once again why she ruled WWE. As WrestleMania drew closer, the tension between the three women grew increasingly volatile. The March 17th Raw contract signing was supposed to be a formality, a calm before the storm, but what followed would become a moment that no WWE fan could ever forget. The segment began like any other contract signing, with Bianca Belair and IYO Sky trading confident remarks about their upcoming WrestleMania showdown. The atmosphere was tense but controlled until Rhea Ripley's entrance theme hit. The crowd exploded as the Eradicator stormed down to the ring, her expression radiating purpose and fury. What followed was pure chaos. In a shocking display of power and precision, Ripley grabbed IYO Sky and powerbombed her directly onto Bianca Belair, who was seated at the contract table. The collision sent both women crashing through the table in a spectacular explosion of splinters, papers, and disbelief. WWE's production team captured every moment flawlessly, the grim determination in Ripley's eyes as she lifted Sky, the instant of fear on Belair's face just before impact, and the wreckage that followed as officials scrambled to check on the two fallen stars. The visual was unforgettable, a perfect blend of storytelling and physical dominance that embodied everything Ripley's character represents. But she wasn't done. As medical staff rushed in, Ripley stood tall amid the chaos, calmly retrieved the broken contract from the debris, picked up a pen, and signed her name with cold, deliberate confidence, staking her claim to the WrestleMania main event and leaving no with that one shocking act. Rhea Ripley didn't just interfere in a contract signing, she redefined it. By powerbombing IYO Sky onto Bianca Belair and then signing the shattered contract herself, Ripley forced her way into the WrestleMania spotlight, turning a planned singles showdown into a triple threat through nothing but sheer dominance and audacity. The WWE universe erupted, with social media lighting up in disbelief and admiration as millions replayed the brutal sequence. Analysts hailed it as a masterstroke of storytelling that embodied Ripley's fearless intensity, while others saw it as a glimpse into the deeper psychology driving her relentless pursuit of power. Either way, the image of Ripley standing tall amid the wreckage, surrounded by chaos of her own making, perfectly captured why she's one of WWE's most magnetic and unpredictable stars. A performer capable of blending strength, emotion, and shock value into moments that fans will never forget. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to click on one of the boxes appearing on your screen to check out more exciting content just like this.